I came to Navadvip to Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj in 1962, maybe October. Met with Keshav Maharaj. He said me, if you serve Father, then you have no need work. And Krishna is Ganesh, the controller for all human beings. The Krishna, Ganesh cannot control. Krishna himself is Ganesh, his name gave to Ganesh. So anybody will love Krishna, they will winner in the political movement or any service. So everybody follow the Krishna is the father of all. If anybody father have so much lot of wealth, all six opulence, Vaishurya, Bijya, Josh, Sri, Gyan, Vairagya. So everybody should love Krishna. Krishna is the father of all. If anybody not love father, he will suffer in this world. And when we serve father, real father, all has come from Krishna, so he is father of all. And another has the Radharani is the mother of all. So now 1962 came. After that, so many years, the Bhakti Sri Siddhanta Maharaj said me, the Sukhananda, my name, that first name. Sukhananda is digested by Keshav Maharaj. So the lion's food cannot take any jackal. So he sent me through Parjatak Maharaj. Oh Parjatak, this your Gurudev Keshav Maharaj digested this person, the Atmashat. Atmashat he has done already. So I came to the Devananda Gaudiya at 1975, and that at that time no Maharaj is present, no Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj, no Vaman Maharaj, all are in the year. After that, they came in March. I took initiation from Vaman Goswami Maharaj in 1975, and Narayan Maharaj took me in Mathura. So at that time Mathura is very suffering by no food, no rupees, no man also. Only 8%. Now already all has disappeared. I am alone present now. 44 years passed already. So here the Narayan Maharaj said that if you serve Krishna, everybody is telling, if you serve Krishna, then your life is successful. No depend on any stone. He snatched from this ring alone from my hand, and you should full faith in the name. By name can liberated by whole world. No name, Harinama, 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 Kebalam, Kolu Naste, Naste, Gotiranatha. Only Harinam, Harinam, Harinam. If you depend on Harinam, Harinam will save you, Harinam will guide you, Harinam will give you peace, happiness, everything. Whole world can get peace by chanting Harinam loudly. Hare Krishna. The Krishna is stealing all suffering and giving all properties, all memories, health, wealth, everything. Impossible is possible by the name of Krishna. No medicine discovered in this world, but the name is the medicine of all. And doctor is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And Nityananda is surgeon. And one song I heard from my elder sister, Gaurchander Hashpatal Nodia Pure, Tora Aike Javire. The hospital of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Nodia. And the Nita is very nice surgeon, very best surgeon. And their medicine is Harinam. Their patient was Jogai Madhai. So they are তোরা আইকে যাবি রে নদিয়াপুরে ও গৌরচন্দ্রের হাসপাতাল নদিয়াপুরে নিতাইবাবুর সার্জেন ভালো জগাই মাধায় রোগী ছিল তাদের সব রোগ সেরে গেল হরিনাম একটি মিক্সচারে তোরা আইকে যাবে রে হরিনাম দি মিক্সচার অফ মেডিসিন so anybody take this harinam he will liberate from this all material and transcend all disease cured.
He came in first time in 1996, and our community was just sort of a rural community, mostly made of Prabhupada disciples. So we were in ISKCON, but we didn't have a GBC person because they couldn't decide who to give us, and we couldn't decide who we would accept. But we always considered ourselves as part of Prabhupada's movement, and so Gurudev came there at that time there were about 200 devotees in Badger, and more than half were children. So it was pretty phenomenal with families, and so Gurudev arrived. And so when he first came, my friend's name is Sakandi, and for many, many years we've served together. She has her family and I have my family, but we were like, oh, look at all these devotees arriving. Many devotees came with Gurudev, maybe 25 or 30, which was a lot for us. And then our whole community, which is like 200 people. And we were kind of like, okay, so this is an opportunity for us to do some service. And thinking, both of us are with the same mentality, oh, we'll do some service for the Vaishnavas and then maybe mercy will come to us. And we were kind of like calculating, like, oh, we're going to get some points here, bhakti points here. And that's what we'd always do. We'd always do that with just this friend of mine and I. So we were cooking. Gurudev was giving classes, and we were in the background doing the cooking. So Gurudev stayed a few days, and then he decided to stay a few more days because he liked it. He especially liked the children, and he said, even in Vrindavan, I haven't seen children like this, as we were a little bit isolated or insulated from most of the rest of California, just being high in the mountains, and the children were able to wear just freely, tilak and kushmala and devotional clothing. So Gurudev was very impressed, and they were dancing and artis and kirtans, and okay, so it's coming to the last day. He extended his stay, and then it was coming to the last day, and still I hadn't actually met him. So a few of my god sisters kindly pounded into my heart and mind that I had to go see him, personally see him, meet him, and I was like really shy and really like, oh no, I have Prabhupada, that's enough. And so, but they were insistent, and I don't know if you know Shamla, and who else? It was, anyway, there were a few devotees. I think Vichitra was one of them, but anyway, they were insistent. There was no way to say no. So that night, I stayed up all night and I was praying. What would if I had the opportunity to speak to Prabhupada first face to face, what would I ask? And Gurudev, I knew he was in the same caliber as Srila Prabhupada. This is the first time meeting. We didn't know him at all, But I was thinking in my mind, if I could meet a personality of that same caliber, what would I ask? So I stayed up all night praying and chanting and trying to think of what to. And so I came up with a question. And so I was there the next day. I had an appointment right at 3 o'clock. But at that time, Naveen Prabhu, who's now Balabhadra Maharaj, he was the one in charge of who got to go in Gurudev's room. And so he had me there waiting for a long time. Finally, there was one picture of Srimati Radhika. I was there for like hours waiting to get in, even though I had an appointment. There's one picture of Srimati Radhika, and I just started praying, please let me in. Is there some way I can get in? Because I'd stayed up all night figuring out this question. And I really, at that point, some greed had arisen. I really wanted to get it to see him. So finally they let me in, and Srila Gurudeva was like, oh, who are you? Where have you been? Immediately it was like, almost like chastising, like, where have you been? Why haven't you been in classes? Immediately There was no formality, just, where have you been? I wanted you to hear. And I was like, oh, Gurudeva, I've been cooking with, we've been cooking for the devotees. And then, and Gurudeva said, no, you don't need Sukriti, you need Bhakti. So when he said that, was the first statement he ever said to me. And when he said that, it's kind of like all of my understanding of Prabhupada's what he had taught me. Actually, I had gotten it all wrong. And I had brought probably a Christian conception of, we're collecting pious activities like Sukriti, so that good things will happen to me and not bad things. So my friend and I, we were like, okay, there's a bunch of devotees, let's do some seva and maybe we'll get some mercy. But so Gurudev immediately smashed that, and so then I thought, everything in my devotional life, 20 years practicing, has been wrong. But it was such a startling perspective, and understanding that, well, now I had to understand what was proper, what was bhakti really, and not just collecting Sukriti points. And so Gurudev said, you must come to Vrindavan, you must come to Vrindavan. And Madhav Maharaj was in the background. He said, yes, no more cooking, only looking. You come to Vrindavan. He's always making promises.
Gurudev had talked about when you take initiation, you need to take flowers and some little donation, and you bring it to as an offering. So he had said very specifically that if you pick flowers for the offering, don't take them from the holiday area. It was like a holiday home place. He said, don't pick the flowers from here. I don't want, because we're not supposed to. So I was like, okay, I won't pick the flowers from here. So, and I really took that. So I went out of the festival place and wandered around the different lanes of the nearby area looking for different flowers to pick, because I didn't want to take from there, because he said you shouldn't do that. So I was like, okay. So I went to the different places picking all these different wild flowers, and it was really sweet. I was like, okay, this is really, really nice. And I had my plate ready, and I went out to the market to look for pomegranate, but there wasn't any, because a pomegranate was one of Gurudev's favourite fruit. So I was looking for, I couldn't find it. And I managed to get some just general fruit. And so I went to Gurudev to hand him this offering, even there were so many people taking Harinam at that time. And I had this conception of of somebody in the position of Gurudev. It's such a bewildering thing to consider that he's on the platform of God. It's like, and I was brand new, pretty much, and it's like, I never believed in God, and now there's this godlike figure in my life. And so there's Gurudev, and I'd been seeing thousands and thousands of people come to him and just swarming, and I was like, oh, he's like godlike figure. And in my head, he's like, it's a godlike figure. So I came with my offering, and I got the sense that he was so happy that I didn't pick flowers from this place. Just that I didn't do that. I just felt that he was so happy that I went other places to pick these flowers. And he turned and he gave me this huge smile. It was actually the only smile I got from him, because I didn't know what to do with it. Because I looked at him and I was thinking, he's like a godlike figure. And I looked away. And that was the only smile I got from Srila Gurudev. But it was, and I will always remember it though, because it was just, I knew why he was happy, because I'd done something which he wanted me to do, which was not pick flowers from here. It's like not following something, but it was an instruction he gave, and I took it seriously. It's a small thing, and he was just so appreciative of that one small thing. But I couldn't deal with that awe and reverence feeling that came up about him being in that position. And so from then on, he was always this awe, and he took that role. From then on, he just completely took that role for me. He would always be this very powerful personality who presented this figure that would be there in this way. And I get the feeling that perhaps that's why, on many occasions, he didn't look at me. It's because then I looked away when he was smiling at me. He's giving a lesson. I haven't processed it properly yet. It's a very powerful lesson, but he's showing he doesn't want... Because I always hear about the devotees who come to Gurudev and how he didn't want this awe and reverence. And he gives an indication, just to some new boy who doesn't know him, he's just showing it right there, right in the first meeting. He's showing this is the relationship that he's looking for, that sweetness, that connection.
So I was 27-year-old with 4 little kids, like 5 or like that, 5, 4, 7, like that, yeah. 4 kids, enough Maya's cake, miseries of material world. Started thinking, I'm an Indian, I had a spiritual beginning. There must be more in life than just this enjoyment and kicking of Maya. So I looked into what I can get spiritually. I looked here, there, few books I read, never got proper answer what I wanted. Then I approached the Hare Krishna people and I took the book. I read the book from them, is Isopanishad. And I was completely blissful to read that book because I felt what Prabhupada had written is just what I have been looking for. Although I didn't understand whole book, but it seemed that the book was giving me just mercy, pouring mercy on me and made me, must I go to see Prabhupada? I didn't say to him that he's Prabhupada. This gentleman, he's just speaking my language, I used to tell everybody. And I was ever so blissful. This is my, something I have got it. So eventually, by the address in the book, I was able to go to the manor. And I just felt like whole my life, I couldn't fit anywhere, misfit I was. It seemed I fit with the devotees so well, and everybody loved me so much. Okay, with Prabhupada's presence, then Prabhupada came over there in the manor, we went to manor, and every year we saw him, Prabhupada, for 3 years. And I didn't exchange anything with him, but it was nice to see such a great personality from India coming over here in such a world, and so many people loving him so much. It made me feel like proud to be Indian, as well. So, and I said, he must be something, isn't it? So that is it. Prabhupada then left us, and I didn't do much. After that, I'm just going regularly to temple, to the manor with my 4 kids. We had some bays to be, to keep us within a line, not completely become in this Kali Yuga's material life involved. So when you go every Sunday to the manor, you feel you're getting alive again, you're recharging your batteries. Children felt, husband felt, we all felt like we recharged again. And we continued like that 22 years. Anyway, children had such a lovely beginning over there that it seemed when they grow up, when they had their kids, they started going to manor. That this is my mother's place or my mother's brother's place, like that, just like some connection we had it. So like that going life, then children have grown up, they gone their places, then I'm alone, then I says I must take this spiritual life more seriously. So then I went to my daughter where she's going to Belfast. She's temple manager over there, Gopi, my daughter. So I went there and I took very seriously chanting, 16 rounds finishing, reading Srimad Bhagavatam every day. I stayed a month. When I came again, then I just said, I must have a guru. I'm always doing these 16 rounds and reading Srimad Bhagavatam and everything. But where I will get the guru? I missed the chance with Prabhupada. But anyway, then I read Prabhupada's book. When the disciple is ready, Guru will manifest. Okay, but I don't want any guru. I want men from India, a guru. And older than me, because I was 50 that I'm nearly getting 50. But I want somebody older and mature, an Indian guru I want. I can't go to India to find an Indian guru. Okay, Guru will manifest when the disciple is ready, keep on coming again and again. And after a couple of years feeling that separation or need of initiation, Gurudev came, didn't he? Or somebody directed me to the Gurudev. So I met Gurudev, and it was nice, very, very nice to see a person over there, and it was lovely. And
Where was that?
97 I saw him in the airport first, yeah, and then he went to this place, somebody's place in the bath, yeah, and there he's coming down the stairs, and I'm in the hall alone. I can't remember exactly what he says. First words he says to me, I have come to give so much. I want to give so much, but there is no time to give. That's 97 he said it. Anyway, then after, in May I met him, in June, July, August, September. After 4 months I came to India. By his mercy, I don't know how I managed to come to India. And